Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we are in the Crown of Sand, as you can see here. Now, the interesting topic for today is that we will have our adventuring build, and then we will have our bossing build here in EOS, and so we will get there when we get there. However, for the adventuring build, this is going to be kind of a hybrid, where we use our Veil to get focus, as well as health, when we get focused. And the idea here is that we will get enough ichor on a drain value that it will allow us to use Tranquil Slice as the enemy runs over to us. So this is kind of a hybrid between using our Veil at distance and then using our gift at close range. Then for the other times, we will just need to have enough ichor to have everything running here. Now we will absolutely have ichor problems, which, let's see, we do have in fact a Queen Tungsten, so we can go and grab another Bewitching Thorn, which will have ichor increase here at a 50% increase, which will bring us up to 0.93 about, which will be about 8 and a bit, 8.3 or so ichor on a backstab, which might be what we need to keep all of our gifts up and running. So we will see if we need to do that. Otherwise, we are going to go for the damage here in the Bewitching Thorn, going for the ice version to make sure that we have plenty of damage here. Okay, so this guy's going to be here, and you can see that we already have a pretty good amount of ability here to attack him at distance. However, the trick here becomes, right, doing damage up close. Whoops, and we're almost dead from one attack from this guy. So you can see that we are fully a glass cannon, all things considered here. We have no business actually getting attacked, so we do have to try and do things at a distance here, which would kind of be about this distance, and this entire setup here kind of makes you know where the enemies are. Okay. And we don't really have a lot of ability when we are up at a far distance from the enemy, so or at a very close range. So as you can see there, we are fully capable to take the enemy down as we go along, and this helps us considerably here to be able to get enough ichor along the way to use a Tranquil Slice in conjunction with our build set. Now you'll notice here that we will get focused off of that, which means that we are fully capable here to go for a launch attack with a potential of a second launch attack if he gets up in time. And we did indeed get the second launch attack. And we will want to go for another drain here, just so we can get these going on top of each other here. Okay, and then we are losing health at 5/12 of a health percent every second, so time is kind of the essence here. And as you see, we do indeed get focused, so we'll go for more damage here. Okay, and if we are, able, whoops, I couldn't for some reason do the launch attack there, unfortunate, but if we are able to get focused, get enemies running towards us, and then we are able to do a launch attack in order to get them popped up in the air, so we are fully capable of having, you know, either Tranquil Slice active or having the ability to do a launch attack for and somehow that AoE there is a ridiculous AoE. So we'll go for Cleansing Light now, and then as he stands up we'll go for another launch just to get all of that ability set up there. So yeah, pretty crazy how this setup works here, because it is all very like intense in how the build actually operates, because most of the time you are attempting to go for either long range or very close range kind of combat. And as you can see, we are absolutely taking huge amounts of damage when we get hit, which is, I guess, to be expected, but it is not something that we are, you know, actually building for to be able to take that amount of damage. What we are hoping that we are built for is that we have some kind of survival if we do get into the scrapes here with these guys along the way. And I don't think I hit him. Nope. Okay, so we gotta go a little bit closer here. So you'll see that this definitely does take some finesse to actually use the long range distance business here with each of these enemies. But if we are fully built and capable of using everything we have, as you can see, we did get focused here, so we are able to use a launch attack there, and then if this guy stands up, we are able to launch him as well. So the long distance there surely does help us considerably to make sure that we are set up in such a way that allows us to get focused, while at the same time, when we are focused, we are able to use drain launch attacks and get more health and more focus along the way. So here we'll have to simply dodge this guy and get a couple of backstabs and such along the way. And you'll notice that we have plenty of ichor now, so we can go for a Tranquil Slice to finish him off. So this is all about kind of using and abusing what we have along the way to make sure that we have the appropriate amount of gifts and everything that we need in order to actually do... Oh, here we go. We're gonna die. Yep. Oh, and the AoE of his attacks again. So all of those thrusting attacks that these guys do, they all do AoE. They have like an AoE around the spear, and so it is not a favorable engagement for us by any means. And so if we just go for some backstabs here, we will be able to finish this guy fairly quickly here with our Tranquil Slice. And as you can see, we definitely have the power that we need. It's just whether or not we have the ichor to maintain the engine of our gifts, as well as the damage set. As you'll notice, our sword, just by itself, absolutely has plenty of ichor, regardless of, or plenty of damage, regardless whether or not we are actually attacking these guys the way you would think. Okay, let's go for launch attacks here. And you'll see that on that launch attack, if our gifts are up and running, we are definitely able to get these guys popped up for damage along the way. So that is very nice. And let's go for ichor here. So if things go the way we think they're gonna go here, we are gonna probably have to go back for to go back for, oh, this guy is not dead. Okay, somehow he got the lucky attack to hit us there. We'll have to go back to home base for some increase to our veil and get a different veil going. So as soon as we lose cleansing light here, we will lose health at a rate of 1 2/3 HP a second, or 1 2/3 percent of our health every second. So it is very important here that we do go for focus, some ichor, some health all along the way. Otherwise, now our health is going to drain exceptionally rapidly fast. So as we hit this guy here, we will get focused. We will get 300 health plus another 150. So it'll be a giant boost to our damage there, which is great. And let's go ahead and launch this guy for more health along the way. So this is how the build is kind of meant to be played here, with those kind of setups there where you drag him in to attack you, and then you launch him, and then you go for a launch attack, and then once he's popped up in the air getting up, then you go for Tranquil Slice. So let's go back to home base and let's get a Drain Veil. I don't know if I have that screenshot, so we'll take it for now. But if we get a Drain Veil now, you'll notice that that 50% increase to our ichor ability is going to be an insane amount of ability here that's going to give to us. So let's see, do we have a Chrome? We don't, so let's head over to Mia, and then we will pick up a, whoops, not the Covetous Shawl, this one, the Bewitching Thorn. This is obviously from DLC 2, and so if you do have access to the DLC, this is a beneficial and valuable blood veil. It's just not used incredibly often, and whoops, and the drain value on it for damage is not that great in where is Mia? It's not that great in actual raw damage numbers. However, it is very good in elemental versions, which is really helpful here, as we are going for the ice version against these bugmen. They're like the bog predators. Where are we? What are we doing? We are giving her tea. Here we go. Okay, and then we'll grab one of these. Thanks, Mia. She has to do her part. So I do have a new keyboard here, which is why some of the I'm struggling with some of the buttons and such along the way, but it does seem to be fairly good. But we'll see. So 0.93 is our drain value now, as opposed to 0.62. We are getting less damage out because of the ice weakness. So this will be mainly focused against getting a whole bunch of ichor now. So we will be up to like 8.3 or something like that. I think I have lost haze. And so we will be getting quite a bit more ichor as we go along. So you'll notice when we do the launch attacks, when we do the drain attacks and such at distance and everything, we will have a pretty good experience now as far as keeping up on the ichor requirements and requests that our build is going to ask of us. So if we break open some of the boxes here, okay, and then we can go for this fella here at distance, which will be very nice, because he absolutely is super dangerous. And a backstab, you'll notice, will not be as damaging as you see there. However, you can see the ichor increase is pretty significant, all things considered. And so now that means that we are able to go for drain attacks at distance here on these gunners. So we are able to get some focus from those guys, while at the same time not having any issues with them attacking us at distance with their shotguns. So as you'll notice here, we are going to again use our knowledge of the game, and as you see there, that gets us a chance to kill that boy before he becomes a problem. And if I would have played my cards right, we would have had a couple of chances here to run up and get this guy attacked before he actually caused us any problems. But we did get one launch attack, which is nice. So let's go for Sacrificial Edge, and now you'll notice that there are a couple of fellas here on the edge, and so we will go for a drain here. And that didn't... Oh, okay. Oh, and we're dead. And we got to the trigger point, but if you're able to do the drains before the fellas actually crawl up on the edge, then you are able to knock them off the edge before they actually pop up and grab you. So again, this entire setup here has to do with prior guilty knowledge of the area and everything that is required for you to be able to know where things are ahead of time. And so we're able to take good use of that only because we know where things are. So we'll see here how this goes with this guy, if he gives us problems or not. It looks like the answer is no, so we will go for a little bit of damage here from Sacrificial Edge. Now Sacrificial Edge with this setup can absolutely be your friend. As you see there, we are able and capable to get damage on the enemy before they are up and ready to attack us. And same thing with this fella here, as he is around the corner, and he is exceptionally dangerous to our abilities here. Okay, and we are up, good, and we are able to get a launch attack now. As you can see, the health regen does very well when we are getting drain attacks, and so we are able to keep up with the ichor consumption as well as the health consumption. Now this guy is, I believe he's here somewhere. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but let's go see if this grabs the ninja boy. So let's see this guy, can we actually hit him? There we go. So that fella's gone, and let's go see about ninja friend. And we have to, there we go. And let's see if we can get a second attack. There we go. And you see that we are indeed focused, so we are able to get back all of our health there, which is great. And we are able to collect up a good portion of our damage, as well as be able to get focused here, maybe. Whoops. And I just dodged off the edge, good grief. Okay, well, typically you are not allowed to dodge off edges. However, that is one of the exception places where that actually happens. So you can see that this is not a very high intensity setup by any means. This is much more like a cerebral kind of build set, where you have to kind of understand what's going on, and it's all very calculated to be able to be understood before you actually get into a fight with the enemy. Okay, and as you can see, most of this is not any kind of exploit or anything like that. We're simply just trying to play according to the basic rules of using the Ivy Veils here in the game. And even though some of these aspects are a little bit janky in how you have to go about getting attacks on enemies and understanding where enemies are and so on and so forth. Come on, there we go. You have to kind of play around with some of these mechanics in order to get them correct. Now, because we're not doing a lot of actual drain attacks in combat, you'll notice that if we go for the drain version, Avarice, we are able to get drain value up significantly higher, and so we are able to use that to our advantage here. Ouch. Ouch. And so in that regard, let's go ahead and take our advantage here of our health and everything. Let's go ahead and launch this guy. So we took damage, but we got a significant amount of health back. So that means that we were completely net zero there. But you can see that the ichor levels of draining now are significantly higher. Okay. And so we are perfectly capable now to just roll our way on up here. We'll heal up, and then we can go ahead and drain these guys off the edge if we can hit them, and again if we can find them, right? Because it's important that you hit them where they are, like here. Okay, we got one, and then we will try for that again. Okay, good. And we are focused, as you can see. We got our 5% health from the drain, as well as the basically 10% damage, 10% health for Goddess's Smile. So this guy's down just a little bit more. Apparently we're not hitting him correctly there. Or we already knocked him off. Okay, and same thing here. We can go for a little bit of ichor, a little bit of health at distance on these shooters here. And as you can see, we are perfectly capable of being off to the side without being in any super danger here. Now, this does not work on the enemies that are embedded in the sand. For whatever reason, they're considered invincible. As you can see there, we don't get any focus off of them. We don't get any health. We don't get anything from using their position. So that is quite unfortunate overall. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter because we are able to use all of these abilities here to our bonus. And we got focus because we hit two guys all at once. Let's go ahead and launch this guy. And then that will give us plenty of ichor to be able to go for Tranquil Slice here and destroy that fella along the way. So all good things here. And if we want to go for a drain activator, you will notice a significant drain increase here. We are at 8 ichor, and if we use if we can find one enemy to drain, you'll notice we will get a significant amount of ichor. We get about 8 ichor on a distance drain, while at the same time getting focus as well as health back, while at the same time having damage, pretty good damage at a distance here. So all good things in that regard. Now, if we are not getting enough damage, what we can do is go change Avarice to Heroic Fang, and that will help us considerably here with a 30% increase to our damage from drains. And so you'll notice that if we can actually hit the enemy, Okay, so now he is in range and he is able to pretty much kill us. So let's go ahead and heal up. 1 and 2 and 3. So basically one heal is 30% of our health. So very, very important to realize that we only get about 4 health bars total before we have to reconsider our options. So again, this entire area and playstyle and everything is very slow, very methodical, but very premeditated. You cannot come through here doing this kind of setup with no a priori knowledge, at least as how I'm running through this here at this point. And it's very, very, very heavy and dependent on being patient and being willing to kind of take the hits and where possible, while at the same time not I guess we'll continue on like this, while not being too greedy or too aggressive in any one part. But we should always have enough ichor if we are helping ourselves here with a little bit of ichor levels to have Tranquil Slice active, as well as Sacrificial Edge and Cleansing Light. So I enjoy the more drain heavy version here to make sure that we do indeed have enough ichor to support our build, because as you've noticed probably along the way, we are very, very, very ichor heavy and starved for ichor in most scenarios. So let's go ahead and get at least Cleansing Light going, because we are going to drain out the rest of our health here, or the rest of our ichor. And we could try a couple of these sand enemies here to get them to pop up and help us with our drains and everything. But this guy is plenty of excitement here all together. Okay, and we missed that. Okay, and now we got just a bunch of attacks to do here. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, let's go for a launch, and that will help us considerably there. And then we just have to cut down the bug here. Okay, so not too bad. As you noticed, we did get focused there, so we were able to get a large portion of our health back. And these guys are pretty annoying here, so we are able to get a lot of health as well as a lot of focus off of them. So that is super helpful. Now, as we do have 7 ichor, we can just run around for a Tranquil Slice here, just to make our lives a bit simpler overall. Now, we are going to head back for the boss fight. As you'll notice, we do have a little bit of a change up here in what we are going for, and so you'll notice here that we do have some pretty good defenses overall. So we will switch from this to a guard booster, and this should be a pretty fantastic setup here. You'll notice that we will have over 5,000 HP during the boss fight, and if we are able to keep our ichor up, which most of the time we will be getting hit, so we should be focused most of the time, because we will be getting destroyed by all the hands and all of the drain ups that we are going to have are going to be able to keep all of our for the boss fight, all of our ichor requirements going strong. As you'll notice, we do have a Blade of Blood paired with Cleansing Light, and then we are going to double stack Iron Will. So that is 50% times 37.5%. These are all multiplied together, so we don't add them. And so that's kind of a sad part is that we have multiplicative defenses instead of additive defenses. And so we will be reducing about 90% of the incoming damage, but our defenses will be attached to our blood veil, showing that we will have about 70% damage reduction. So we'll have about 30% of the damage that we would normally take, and then of that 30%, we will reduce it by about 90%, which means that we're only going to be taking about 3% of normal damage that we would typically take if we were to have like a broken veil or something like that. So we should be able to tank through it, regardless of what she is doing. And our damage will come from Frost Weapon, as she has no resistance to ice, and our weapon is a slash weapon when we do most of our attacks. So this should be well, it is a little bit of an experiment, and since we have no reason to have gifts here, this is all completely fine, and so we didn't need that. We need drain, and we need a guard booster. Okay, so now it is time to take a hit or two, and let's see how we do after we get cleansing light going. Okay, good. Okay, as you can see there, we definitely do not take an incredible amount of damage. Let's switch and go for a drain or a charge here. There we go. And we have both of our abilities going for damage reduction. And now we can just whack away here on her, which is great. And let's take the hit. So you can see there that it is not an insane amount of damage that we are taking. And if we do take ablative blood here in just a second, you'll notice that we don't really take any real super amounts of damage. So it is important that we do get focused kind of all the time as possible. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and stay close here. Whoops. Okay. And let's get cleansing light going. And iron will. Now we are focused, so that's great. We get extra drain. So let's go for more ichor recovery. Let's go for another drain. As you see there, we get insane amounts of drain. Okay. And our health is reducing here back to normal levels. So let's keep an eye on that. Okay. And we can take a blade of blood and get a huge amount of ichor to be ready for all of these attacks that she's going to do to us. Ouch. Okay, let's get sturdy body going. And you can see that our health goes up significantly. Let's get some ichor here. Okay. Ouch. So ablative blood is over, which is very bad. Iron will is over, so we do have to be a little bit careful here. Let's get cleansing light. And we do need to go for some heals. Okay. And you saw there that we did get double hit because of we got focused and we got health, but then we got hit a second time and it drained the 300 health that we got back from Goddess's Smile. So we're not completely invincible. However, when everything is up and running at full potential, we are indeed a pretty tanky powerhouse, all things considered. However, ablative blood only lasts 30 seconds, so that's really a problem here for us, and the cooldown is just as long. So every minute we're having 50% damage reduction and not 50% damage reduction, so that is kind of a problem. Now if we want to increase that to 45 seconds, we could go for gift extension here if we want to make sure that we have a decent amount of time on sturdy body as well as cleansing light and all of the above. However, we won't have as high of a drain value as we currently did last time, but that's okay. As you saw, we were typically pretty high on ichor because most of the time we're focused and we're getting our multiplicative values anyways, so it doesn't really matter whether or not we have blood-sucking blades, because sturdy body reduces our drain or our dark value from 518 to 269, I believe is what that, or 250 to 60, 259. And so we have a very, very, very low drain rating, adding to our weapon from blood-sucking blades. So if you need more time, you can go for gift extension, and it will be completely fine all around, because we do have drain activators and such, so that's all very well and good. So here I guess we'll just go for a stamina activator to make sure that we have all the stamina we need. So let's go for this and this and this and this, and we'll go for all of these things. And let's go for a guard booster. Okay, and then we will go for a charge attack here and get our second iron will going. Okay, good. So as you can see there, we really have no problems there. Let's switch back to our weapon here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and slap away. And let's get some stamina here. And okay, that is a very good charge attack to do. So as you can see, we just smash her as we go along here. And it's fine if we're capable of dodging or not. If we are capable of dodging, that's great. If not, you know, that's fine. And we can also block her attacks here, which is great. Okay. And then we'll go for a few more slaps here. And we're just waiting for our ability here to get ablative blood going, as well as our gift extensions and everything. Okay. And that's pretty good. Good. And let's definitely go for a charge attack here. Good. Good. And you can see there, all of our attacks are going strong. And you can see the drain values that we get are significant for what we have active. So this is a pretty good place to be right now. Okay, and let's get a stamina activator and a drain activator. Let's get all the things here. Good. And we can block most things here, as you can see. However, it does make us leak, which does sound kind of gross, but that's fine. And so again, we are simply waiting for ablative blood to run up on us here. And I think it's better to take the 50% here. Okay, block that for sure. Okay, good, we got focused. So that means we get increased drain. Whoops, I missed. And as you see, we do have some pretty decent drain values there. Okay. Now, sturdy body is over, so we do have to be a little bit careful here. Let's go ahead and block. And block. Now that is considerable there, that we were able to take that hit. Okay, and let's get in here for some damage. Oops. Okay, now it's time to load up on the ichor here, if we can. Okay, and now let's go for Bladed Blood as well as a charge attack here. Okay, that is good that we got a drain or a... Okay, and we are not... There we go. Okay, as you can see, we are very, very able and capable to take those hits at close range from those explosions, and those typically normally kill us immediately, and so we still have all of our healing items that we need to take advantage of. However, we're not we're not taking full advantage of everything here, so but it's pretty amazing that we have this amount of health to typically mess around with, above 5,000 HP with sturdy body going, as well as health stimulant. So as a one-person show here, as we are solo, it does work fairly well. It just takes some finesse and some understanding of her different patterns as we go along. Now, if you need to, you can go for like the Greatsword Devour. If you want to, it's the same drain, but better drain on defense. So if you are going for a little bit more of the blocking mechanic, you can go for that as well, if that is something that you would want to run that direction. However, with what we're running right now, it's simply to make sure that we have the ability to actually survive and sustain all of our requirements from our build and from the blood code itself. Okay, and this guy's just making it difficult here. So we're at 34 ichor, which is a little better. So let's go ahead and heal. And I know this is turning into a little bit of a long one, but I figured it would be because of the first part being drain attack into gift attack focused, and this set here versus the throat, successor of the throat, is a little bit different as you are like accepting of the hits, so you can get focused, so you can get more drain, so you can continue to power through and get more health. And it sounds a little counterintuitive, like I want to get hit to get more health, but as I'm getting hit, I'm losing health, so which is it, right? So it's a little bit of a catch-22 here of what are you actually trying to do. The nice thing is that the entire build is useful for everything we are doing here along the way. The second Iron Will is absolutely helpful and useful. However, it's not the most important thing that we are going for. So don't think that if you're not going for the Damarung here, then you're not doing it correctly, because it's absolutely not required to do that. Okay. Okay, we're leaked, and now we are focused. So let's get some ichor here. Okay, great. Okay, and let's go for a charge attack because it's fun. And so as we plunge our way through this fight, the understanding here is that we just stay close, and that's fine if she hits us here in phase 1, because it won't damage us too very much along the way, and it doesn't matter if we start leaking or not. Okay, And let's go ahead and heal, because why not? So you can see that the reason for not healing is the fact that we have a just a few healing items, and the reality is that if we use those healing items, we are going to run out of them very, very quickly at 5,000 ichor, or 5,000 health. So it's really, really, really important that we get focused a lot to make sure that we are oops. So you can see there that that is an insane amount of ability that we have to be able to survive that attack, which is great. Okay, that's fine. We'll take a leak. Ouch. So at 5,000 HP, you can see that it definitely becomes a problem of when do you heal, if at all. Okay, so let's just back off for a second and wait for these blades to come in. Okay. Now it's important that we do get quite a bit of focus here, as well as drain, to be able to get all of our gifts back up and running. So we'll go for a little bit of ichor there. Now we are completely down on health and ichor and everything. Oh, okay. So very, very difficult there as these attacks come in, and we don't have everything up and running, you know, so that becomes a serious problem for us. Okay. Okay, and that is completely fine. So we will, we should be okay. Whoops. Okay, and let's get some drain here. And let's go for the Damarang so we can get some ichor. And good. Okay, and we should be okay to use our weapon again. There we go. Now we do have drain going, and we do have our big health bar again, so that is great. And you can see there that we are fully capable to block and take this hit simply enough. And we're leaking again, so that's also bad. Okay. Let's get in close. Whoops. Good. And let's get some ichor here, so we can take a hit at 50% ichor. Good. And we got our drain going again. Alright, so this is the kind of stupidity here that we have with this build set, is that you just kind of you just kind of actually run along the way here to understand that you have an insane amount of damage reduction that you can actually get up and running. It does become a little bit difficult here in phase 2 with how she's actually running, and the goal is to have obviously cleansing light running all the time. But if you don't, it's not the end of the world, but it's pretty close to it. Oh, okay, and we did not have our abilities there. Unfortunate. Okay, and and dead yet again, because I couldn't see where the pillars were. But you can see that both of these builds have their business about them to be very slow, very methodical. There's nothing quick or, you know, engaging as far as, you know, hidden mechanics or anything. It's just simply how much punishment can you take while getting focused all the time. Now, during this build, if you want, you can go for 15% less health if you need to. And you can go for resilient focus because you're always getting hit. You'll get focused way more often, 25% of the time more often, which is 25% more health action that you've got going on here. So there are a lot of ways to increase that or to change up your condition. And so if you want more drain or more health, you can go for the ability to get more focus on hit, which then you really do want to get hit. However, you won't have as much drain value as you normally would. Okay. Oops. Got stuck. Okay, so let's see how we do on this one. Now that you know what we're looking for and what we are interested in attempting to destroy her with. Now, if you want, instead of going for ice, you can go for some venom here. If you want to mix in just a little bit, it will help you considerably with going for the different setups in the different areas to ensure that you are getting that 15% damage over time, which would be super, super helpful. Okay, so we can do a little bit of that. And we'll go for some poison. Ouch. And as you can see, that is pretty simple to get her attacked here with venom. So not something that we really, really need to worry about considerably here. Oops. Okay. Oh, I missed her. That was weird. Okay. And if we just go for a venom cartridge, it is a pretty good amount of venom buildup. However, it is only 6 or 9 seconds, depending on what you have running. Okay, so this is very bad that we have no gifts here. So let's go for our setups here. Okay, we'll take the hit, I guess. And we're leaking again. Let's go for a charge here. And we are now in the business of attempting to get our ichor back while at the same time not leaking. So let's whoops. Okay, at least we are focused now, so that's good. Let's get a bunch of ichor if we can, which it looks like we cannot. Okay. And we can block those, which is great. And we are leaking quite a bit here. And we will need to get her poisoned here if we can. And you can see that the leak is pretty significant along the way. So let's go ahead and try for some ichor levels here. Ouch. Let's go ahead and heal while we have the chance. Oops. Okay. Let's go ahead and heal. And heal. So now we are all back up here pretty much on ichor and everything. Okay, and we will have to go for our attack here. Whoops. Okay, and we will go ahead and pure blood that. And let's get all of our things going. And you can see that the leak is definitely sustainable for us, but it is not ideal by any means. As you'll notice that it is pretty hard at slow mobility to dodge all of these things that we got going here. So this will give us a chance to get all of our ichor back as much as, you know, possible here. Without taking too much risk. Okay, and then block this. Okay. Block. Now, those you can dodge. It's not impossible to dodge those. However, it definitely is, and there's Venom coming to the rescue, but it is better to block those if you have a weapon like this. And so those blasts when she's exploding at the middle, it's possible, you know, one way or another to do it, but at slow mobility, it's usually best to just, if you know the exact timing, that's great. If you don't, then blocking is sufficient, especially with something, I need that one, especially with something like this, where you have the ability to block almost 100% of the damage, while at the same time taking a significant damage reduction between the three of these paired together. So it's a pretty complex set here, because you have to constantly worry about your ichor, about your ichor coagulants and everything else that you have going along here. So there we're using a gift from here, these 4, these 8, so that's 13, and then we're using an ichor coagulant as well as a guard booster. So we're using like 15 different gifts that are all built into one set here. So the items do come in pretty handy here. But overall, this is a pretty interesting build set overall. However, it is very, very slow and methodical, as well as the Heimdall version is with the Bewitching Thorn. This is also very, very slow and methodical as well. But both of these are pretty fun to play, and they do have their places in adventuring and bossing alike. Now, if we would have gone for Venom at the beginning instead of towards the end here, we would have probably gone through in our first attempt. But going for Ice is also fun to see if you get that 20% damage. But this is free, 15 and maybe potentially 30% damage for free that you don't have to do. So you only have to do 70% damage, while at the same time you're trying to recover all along the way here. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow in the Crypt Spire. Have a good one. Bye.